Hi, everyone. Welcome to Psychedelic Friday. We will be doing an all signs tarot reading in just a little bit. I always like to have a little opening topic. So, tonight, I want to talk to you a little bit about one of the first things I got into when I started, I guess, I hate to use such trite terms, but my journey on the spiritual path. And that was Carlos Castaneda. He was one of the first authors I read when I was in my 20s. And there was a particular book, and I don't know if it was in Journey to Islam. I feel it was. It might have been in the second book. I'm not sure. But there was he lists a lot of different exercises throughout, even though they're entertaining stories. Also, there's a lot of like really deep and good information in his books. And one of the things that has always stuck with me is there was a part where he talked about seeing through things. Basically, if you're not familiar with Carlos Castaneda, he was an anthropologist in the 60s who supposedly people have different opinions on this, whether how much is accurate or what have you, but went to study with a shaman deep in Mexico. So the shaman was trying to teach him various lessons throughout the book, and one of them was trying to teach him to see through things. And one of the examples given in the book was he was assigned by the shaman to look at the trees. And when you look at the trees in the forest, or just around the city, what have you, you see the leaves, and you see the general shape of a tree and so forth, right? But the shaman was trying to get him to look through things. So in other words, there's all the little spaces in between the little leaves. So next time you are gazing up at a tree, it's like, try not to see it as just the full representation of a tree. Try to look in between the little spaces where the sky filters through, and you can see so many more details of things. And the purpose of the exercise obviously is not just so that your eyes sharpen and you can see through spaces where the sky shines through. It's a deeper exercise than that, obviously. But being able to look at things pretty much like we talked about on Self Empowerment Sunday, when we were talking about listening and hearing and talking to people rather than with people. It's the same principle in a way, as except this time involving the eyes. So we're basically seeing through to things. Okay, so it's a good experience, and it's a good experiment to do those things. Mainly too, I wanted to share like a little experience. I may have talked about this on my other channel. I don't remember, which I don't really post anything on that other channel anymore. But I had an experience also one time. This was in my 30s. And some of you know, I've mentioned before, I was married to someone who they've passed now, but I used to be married, and he was a Kriya yogi for over 20 years, so he was very deep into Kriya yoga, and he had gone through. They have different higher levels. This is basically through the Self-Realization Fellowship organization, but he had gone through many levels of that, and I had an experience one time, and I don't want to go into details because it was a little weird. But basically, it was this experiment, and I I got to this certain like point where I could see him in like literally waves, like bands of waves. So I saw him like in front of me, and it was a very, very mystical experience. And I typically do not talk about my mystical experiences because that tends to weaken them. But just for the purpose of this, to show, that it is something that I do highly subscribe to, this theory of seeing through things. Basically, I saw him in these bands of waves, and he was not completely invisible. So I still saw the shape, the idea of him, and some even like features of him, but it was as if he were what is the word, iridescent, I believe is the word, where he was very see-through. Okay, and it was just different waves, like about like this thick, and like that, waves, and different levels, different stripes and bands of them. So it's like I really, really think there is something to, this energy thing, and that really sealed the deal for me. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes, and there's so much, to this world that we really don't pay attention to. We just get caught up in our day-to-day lives, and we want to be these cosmic warriors, but then if we want to be cosmic warriors, we need to be cosmic warriors. We have to, it's not about like believing in magic or believing in things. It's about practicing these things and seeing these things and experiencing these things, because the more effort you put into things, the more that you will get confirmation. So I highly, 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 as always, suggest meditating. It is the best tool to feel the subtlety of things and to feel the subtlety of yourself and bring out the highest part of oneself, and be able to experience these types of things for yourself. Okay, so with that said, so that's basically, all I wanted to throw out there tonight. I want to do a tarot reading. It's not exactly related, but we'll see. Okay, so the subject matter for tonight is going to be 3 cards, and we are going to look at what you truly seek, how you go about it, and how you should go about it. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started, and we are going to start in order. We'll go Aries through Pisces tonight. Okay, so Aries, what you truly seek. What you truly seek. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so I encourage all of you, hey, if you have your own tarot cards at home, do this for yourself. Feel free. If you don't have your own tarot cards, just you can write this out on paper. Think, or meditate on, especially for the last answer. Like if this particular read, because again, it is a general reading, if it does not resonate for you, then still take this spread, if you will, just write it out on paper, and when you get to the part about what you should be doing to go about it, then spend some time meditating and ask for God, source, your highest, whatever word you want to fill in there to show you that answer. And even if it takes a day or so, the answer will come. Okay, so let's get started. Aries. What do you truly seek, Aries? What do you truly seek, Aries? Okay. And how do you go about it? So as far as this part, how do you go about it? This is in reference to how do you go about it consciously. Okay, so in your conscious world, like how are you going about it? And then we're going to look at how you should be going about it, because typically the way we go about our truest desires, or what we are truly seeking on a conscious level, which most of us operate from, is usually not the right way. All right, so how does Aries go about this usually? How do they go about this usually, Aries? How do they go about this? What they are truly seeking. Thank you. Okay. And how should they be going about this? How should they be going about this? How should they? Okay. So, what you truly seek. By the way, I do not read these. I read these. Okay. So, because I don't have a perfect oracle deck for this exercise, but I did experiment with these cards and realized that the passages are really what is behind this. Okay, so for this card, what you truly seek. So here's the mantra for this. I know that I cannot change the past. So I feel like many of you Aries are truly trying to find a way to get beyond something that you know you cannot change. And some of you may resonate with the words that are on the cards, but I'm going to go by what the passages are. Okay, so how are you going about that currently? Okay, okay, this is good. All right. So I would say currently, you are going about this by trying to see different perspectives. You're trying to see all points of views or within yourself, and possibly if it involves others, whatever this is that you cannot change from the past. Okay. So I feel like this is very good. All right. So you're probably on the right path in doing this, but let's see what you should be doing. An energetic clearing. Okay. So it says, during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Beautiful. So the picture on here is Kali. Kali. So Kali is considered like the dark mother, right? She definitely is a cosmic mother of the universe, so a universal mother. So, but she's more the darker aspect that pulls out the darkness of a situation in order to energetically clear it. So I feel, Aries, that you are on the right path here. I don't feel like you need to, get a soft scolding or any type of, motivational speech here. I feel like you are doing the right thing. You know that you cannot change the past. That is what you are truly seeking to get beyond and to get through. You currently are looking at things from different perspectives and doing a lot of deep thinking about said subject matter. And what you should be doing is this, I feel, but in tandem with also the faith that knowing like there's like a holy presence or what have you that is helping you to empty yourself of this fear, of this attachment, and preparing you to receive the new plan. All right, so just like know and have faith that is happening. Because any of the cosmic mothers, the universal mother, we have, God the Father, right? We have all these like terms of masculine, feminine, or what have you, but there's also the beautiful cosmic universal mother, and she's, sometimes we need our mom, and it's a different mom, so I think this is fantastic. I think you're on the right track, Aries. I like that. Very, very nice reading there. Okay. So let's see what we have for Taurus. Taurus, what you truly seek. What you truly seek. And if you enjoy these types of readings, please check out the playlist of Self-Empowerment Sunday combined with Psychedelic Friday. There's other topics that are timeless to take a look at as well. All right, Taurus. Let's see, Taurus, what are you truly seeking, Taurus? What are you truly seeking? What are you truly seeking, Taurus? Thank you. And how are you going about it? How are you going about this? How are you going about this, Taurus? In your conscious life, how are you going about this? What you truly seek. Thank you. And how should you be going about this? How should you be going about this, Taurus? Any placement? Any placement? How should you be going about this? I feel one more for some reason. Thank you. Okay. What you truly seek. Again, I do not look at the main words. I only look at the phrases for this reading. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Okay, so many of you are seeking to get beyond something. Again, very similar to Aries, seeking to get beyond a situation. There could be some guilt tied into it, perhaps. I just want to go by the passages. So that's what you're truly seeking, like deep down right now. Again, general reading. So if this does not resonate, I ask you to do this spread for yourself. You don't need tarot cards. You can just write it out, journal it out. Let's see how you're going about doing this. Okay, the Magician. Okay, so you're trying to manifest right now. You're trying to manifest new things. You know you have all of the tools that are needed. Um, I'm going to guess that more allowing more spiritual guidance is probably going to be what your should be is, I feel. Because I almost get this as trying to force past something, but not knowing that you're doing that. Let's see. Let's see what your reframe. Yeah, okay. And divine love. Beautiful. Okay. I like these. These are good. Okay. So I feel, Taurus, if you are struggling with releasing, like you're trying to get past things so that you can be a manifester, a master manifester, a master creator of your life and the things that you want to see it. You're trying to get past things or situations that just are not serving your purpose. I feel like consciously you are on the right track with the Magician. I think that's good. Possibly you're watching like a lot of Abraham Hicks or, something along those lines. That's good. Those things are fine and very helpful. I feel there's like just a deeper place to go with this is what I'm getting. Because the Magician is at the beginning of the tarot. It's when we realize we have the tools. So, but then it goes deeper than that. There's there's a deeper journey. And it's also a co-creation. Co-creating means you and God also. All right. So, that's what I feel is like sort of the missing ingredient. That's what I'm just getting on a empathic level right now. So, but let's look at what your cards are. Okay. So you have reframe. And I've always loved this phrase. I have this phrase on one of my other Oracle decks. And it says, this is happening for me, not to me. So reframe the way you possibly look at situations. Because many times we are in that mode of, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Oh, why does this always happen to me? And this is saying reframe that and into that this is happening for you to get you somewhere, to get you to this place, to start manifesting new worlds and new ideas for yourself. And you also have this divine love. And I love that they've featured here almost kind of like a phoenix, like a phoenix rising from the ashes type of imagery. So on this card it says, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. So sometimes, things, if we have guilt about things or we have things that we feel are inhibiting our growth or what have you, one of my techniques is basically, and I don't want to get too, I'm not a religious person per se, but I do absolutely, believe in God and I believe in higher power, whatever name you want to call it, is fine with me. I don't follow any particular religion, but I do lean towards Eastern type philosophy and things like that. And one of the things that, I really like about that is when you're heavily burdened, and the same theme is in Christianity as well, and probably all religions, because they all pretty much have the same basis, right? Is, when things are too much for us to necessarily solve or resolve, then you lay it at the feet of the master, or you give up your burden to God, or, that type of thing. Sort of similar to like the, and I've mentioned this before, I know I have, but like in the AA Serenity Prayer, and I'm not a member, but I've been to many AA meetings with friends and so forth, and I used to struggle with it because I'd be like, wow, because in the prayer it says something about like being powerless. And I always thought, oh, that's terrible. What a terrible thing they're teaching these people, to be powerless, But I realized like the significance of that is, yeah, that is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing sometimes to realize that certain things we are powerless with, and we do have to give up, that power of trying to fix it or solve it or what have you. And that's difficult for some, and especially a Taurus. You guys are very proud, proud individuals many times, and you pride yourself on being able to handle things yourselves, and but this is saying to give this to like a higher place, a higher helper, if you will. So I'll read that once again. It says, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Okay. All right. Oops, I guess I can't keep putting my major arcana cards away over there, because we will need those eventually, I'm sure. In fact, let's put those back in the deck. Okay, so now we are on Gemini. All right, Gemini, what is it that you truly seek? Geminis, what is it that you truly seek? Gemini, what is it that you truly seek? Gemini, any placement? What is it that you truly seek, please? What is it that you truly seek? Okay. And what are you consciously doing about this now? So what is it that you are doing now? So how are you going about this now? How are you going about what you truly seek now in your conscious world? In your conscious world, how are you going about seeking this? Okay. And how should you be going about this according to a highest source, please? How should you be going about this, what you seek? How should you be going about this, what you seek, on a higher, more subconscious, ethereal level, please? How should they be going about this, what they seek on the highest level? Okay. Okay. Okay, Gemini. So, again, I don't look at the main word, I look at the phrase. So, Geminis, this says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So, some of you may be struggling right now with wanting to seek more fairness in the world, more justice in the world. Could be on an individual and more of a universal level. So, like, you may be wanting to see this more in a universal way, but also, everything's microcosm, right? So it's like, but you also are wanting to see this in your own life as well. So I feel like you are really trying to understand someone. You are trying to understand why they are the way they are, or why they do the things they do, and that sort of thing. Okay, so let's see how you are going about this. Okay, the 8 of Cups. So this is not a bad card. This is pretty good. So I feel like you're trying to emotionally detach from the things that are not important, the things that are not helping. You're definitely trying to be more open-minded and go seek new things that are out there that can provide more wisdom, more calm, to where you are. I feel like you're doing the right thing here. I think this is good. Because, you're not just judging solely based from your emotion anymore. You are trying to really understand where someone is coming from. So I feel like you are on the right path. I'm really surprised. I'm liking these readings so far. It seems like a lot of everybody is kind of doing the right thing consciously of what they're supposed to. So this might be a deeper... I get the feeling, Gemini, that this is one of those things that... It's like, if you're watching it, you're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense or something. But I have a feeling like if you really, really dive into this, this is going to make a lot more sense as you really dive into it. If you found yourself recently, like, really trying to emotionally detach from situations, especially, I feel like the core of that is because you are on your way to really discovering that everyone does have their own unique path and challenges, as the card says. Let's see what you should be doing. Faith. Having faith. Ooh, well, actually then, okay. All right, hold on. Let's take a deeper look at this. Okay, so Source is saying what you should be doing. And the card is faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. Well, that's pretty beautiful. You can snapshot it when it gets right into the light. I think that will be better, and you can, there you go. Snapshot it for yourself. Okay, actually, yeah. All right. So for a second, I thought, ooh, maybe you're not doing the right thing then by walking away. You should have more faith. But no, I do feel like you are on the right path, Gemini, is what I'm sensing here. You're really starting to understand everyone's unique path and challenges. You're separating emotions from like expectations. I feel like your emotions were too hooked into expectations, and you are realizing that, and you're willing to just start going more on faith and allow things to work out for you, the way, God's plan or what have you is. So actually, I really do like this. I think this is really good and strong. So yeah, what you should be doing, keep holding the faith. And that's a beautiful mantra. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. That's a really good mantra to keep in mind, I would say, Gemini. All right. Good one. I like that. Okay. Okay, Cancers. Let's see what we have for you, Cancers. Cancers. Okay, what should Cancers, what are they truly seeking? What are Cancers truly seeking? What are Cancers truly seeking? Okay, and how do you go about seeking this on a conscious level? How are you going about seeking this on your conscious level? How are you going about seeking this on a conscious level, Cancers? Oh, 2. Okay. All right. 2 cards. And how should Cancers be going about seeking what they truly are seeking here? How should they be going about it from higher source? Nope. How should Cancers be going about this from their higher place? How should they be going about this? How should they be going about this? Okay, Cancers. Love. Beautiful. So what you are truly seeking, love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So many of you are seeking that. This one I will go with both. Some of you, I do feel you're seeking that deep love, that deep connection, be it romantic love most likely, okay, something along those lines, a good partnership. And others of you too, I believe, are seeking how to see the good in all things. So you are seeking like that deeper wisdom of all is one, and that it comes from love, and you are seeking to understand that more fully in your life, I feel. So let's see how consciously you are going about seeking love. Okay. All right. So, all right. So I would say that you guys might be the first ones that fail Cancers. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, there's no passing or failing. Okay, but I do feel like actually I do like. I mean, I like the Knight of Wands in this way because I do feel like many of you are consciously going about seeking love by being enthusiastic, by being like having that go get it attitude, by not giving up on love and feeling like it's still exciting and being enthusiastic and all of those things. All right. But the thing about the Knight of Wands is he does find love, or she, but it's typically not lasting, because they flit about, like as soon as they find love, they're like, ooh, that's neat. Oh, but look over there. There's something else I love. So they're very, they move around a lot. All right. They don't have sticking power many times. And oftentimes the Knight of Wands, as soon as something sets in that doesn't really feel that comfortable to them, then they take off and they find something else to love, in a way. So, so that's one thing. The Eight of Pentacles, because two cards came out and they don't really fit together. So I'm assuming there's, 'cause Cancers, watch, I have a high viewership for Cancers, so there's probably going to be multiple answers. There's probably more than this. But I would say with the Eight of Pentacles, how you're consciously going about it is, some of you, now this can be good in a way. Some of you may be really working on yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. You could be working on, like, if you haven't been that grounded financially, maybe you're working on that because you know that that is a part of self-love as well. And to find and attract love, we must, have self-love. So some of you are working on getting grounded, getting stable, things of that nature. Others of you could just be, working again on your physical self, your spiritual self, all of those in tandem, in which case, yay, right track. The only other thing I would say, though, if that is not the case, is this can also be someone who has, they're not consciously seeking love. They, in essence, are turning their back on love and giving up hope and throwing themselves into work, or throwing themselves into projects, or, throwing themselves into, they constantly have to improve, rather than practicing and exercising what they have improved on. It's like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. I got to keep improving. I got to keep improving. I got to keep improving. As an excuse almost. So there's those things too. So let's see what Source is saying you should be doing in order to go towards what you truly seek. Okay. And grounded. Okay, good. So for those of you that fit this one, absolutely, you are on the right track. Okay. Those of you who fit this one, maybe not. All right, because the King, or the Knight of Wands, is not the most grounded energy. Very passionate, and again, nothing negative. It's just, because honestly, the Knight of Wands is pretty cool. The Knight of Wands is like the seeker. I always think of that song by The Who. They call me the seeker. It's like, which is a good place to be too, because the more that we do have passions towards things, and the more that we want to go here, and then we want to go there, and we want to go there, then the more experience is gleaned, and then eventually that will turn into, a more king energy, where we really understand like what committability is and sticking power, rather than going towards every whim. It's like we see what's there, we see what's there, we see what's there, and it's like it's all love. It's all love, man. But it takes this night a while to figure that out. So I would say most of you are on the right path. I would feel, because Source is saying to move towards more groundedness. Let me read this real quick. It says, many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. Oh, that is such a beautiful, wow, I really like that. I'm going to read that again. And I'll hold it up in case the light catches it at the right time. You can take a screenshot of it, as you like. Okay. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. And and the light comes on. There we go. That is a fantastic message for Cancers, because Cancers, I'm Cancer rising. My father was a Cancer. My father always wanted to be famous. That was his thing. He always, he did all these crazy things. He always wanted to be recognized in some way. Not necessarily famous, like a famous actor or, anything. He never tried things like that, but he always wanted recognition for things, or to, have some sort of notoriety in some way. And it's like, some of my cancer friends, I've noticed that as well. I think it is something, I don't know, why, I don't know if I've ever seen it mentioned in astrology books or not, but it just does seem to be some sort of a trait in a way. Not that all cancers want to be famous or anything like that, but I do feel like a lot of cancers do struggle with, because they do have a lot of wisdom, they do have a lot of empathy, they do have a lot of innate knowing, of like the world and how the world work, how people work, things like that, that it's like, I do feel like cancers struggle sometimes with this sort of mediocrity issue, of like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing my part. I don't know if, I'm being my best. Oh, I need to do this or do that. Whereas this is, such a beautiful thing, saying that many of the most evolved beings here, they're just, regular people. They just choose to, live their life with more joy and courage and dignity, as the card says. So I really like this. So many of you, I do feel you are on the right path, as far as grounding yourself and, realizing that each little knock he puts in that little pen to carve out something is just carving out more and more up the tree, so I think that's a beautiful thing. Some of you, though, you may be trying to take life by the horns a little bit too much and not really slowing down enough to appreciate the more subtle love that is around. Okay, Leo. All right, Leos, let's see. Mix up my cards a little. Okay, Leos. So what are Leos truly seeking? Please, everyone, hit the thumbs up and all those good things, too. And if you guys could leave a comment after the video is finished, I would really appreciate that, too. It really helps circulate once the premiere is over. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Leos, what are you truly seeking, Leos? Leos, what are you truly seeking, Leos? Okay, Leos, and how do you go about doing this on a conscious level? How are you going about doing this on a conscious level? How are you going about this on a conscious level? How are you going about this on a conscious level, please, Leos? How are they going about seeking? Okay, thank you. And what should they be doing? What should they be doing according to higher source, please? Higher source. What should they be doing? What should they be doing? What should they be doing? Should they be doing? What should Leos be doing for what they are seeking? Thank you. Okay. Okay. Ha! Nice. Okay, I like this. So what you are truly seeking at this time, again, I haven't really been paying attention to the top words, more the phrase here, but, humor fits too as well. But the words say, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So I feel like many of you are seeking to get back into that mode of where, you could just kind of laugh at things and take things a lot lighter. perhaps there's been a lot of dark things going on, or just a lot of hardships or something along those lines, and you are seeking to get back to the lighter side of life when things were simpler and lighter and that sort of deal. So I like that. That's nice. Especially with the big old laughing Buddha there. That's pretty cool. Okay, and so what are you consciously doing to get there right now? The Queen of Wands. Okay, good. So, I mean, that is you, Leo. So I feel like you are getting back to yourself. You are looking for ways to do that. You are getting into that mode of being more active, possibly more social, getting your intuition back, seeing the, more on the growth, the happiness of life and things like that. So I feel like you are turning your attention towards those things now, and you are starting to do those things. So you look to be on the right track here, I feel. What is source, higher, God, source, or whatever, saying that you should be doing to seek this? Okay. Wow, outrageous openness. I've never seen this card. I still haven't seen every single card in this deck because I use it sparingly, and I purposefully did not go through every single card when I got the deck so that I could be surprised with things. So I like this. Outrageous openness. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me see what this says. It says, "Dear love, open me to your..." Hold on. Oh, okay. "Dear love, open me to you with release..." No, hold on. That just doesn't sound right. Oh, your will. Okay, I get it. All right, I didn't see the little comma. Okay, let me start again. "Dear love," and love is capitalized, like as if you were talking to God or source. Okay. "Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive." Oh, nice. Snapshot that real quick while the light is on there. You can read that yourself. Okay, outrageous openness. So it's saying, like, just go for things. Like, really be open to source, to, bring you surprises, that, basically, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive. So really, really be open with source. Be okay with surprises. It may not be exactly what you were hoping it to be or something like that, but be open to that. And trust and have faith that source knows exactly what you need. I really like your reading, Leo. I think this is really cool because you're making efforts to see the lighter side of life. Consciously, you are making that same effort, so I feel like you're on the right track there, absolutely. And then the source is just saying, well, add this little ingredient to it too. Where just be open to surprises, because just know that it's going to be a delightful plan. And know that source knows what's needed, and be open. Let source know you're open to receive, even if it doesn't fit your exact lines or list or what have you. Really cool. I like that reading, Leo. All right. Let's see. Virgos. Ooh, hold on. I need some water, Virgos. That's usually about where I do, and I'm there. Okay. Okay, Virgos. What you are truly seeking. What you are truly seeking. What you are truly seeking, Virgos. What you are truly seeking, Virgos. Okay. And how you are consciously going about it. So how are you consciously going about this, what you are seeking? How do you consciously go about doing this during your everyday life? How are you consciously going after what you are seeking? Virgos. Okay. And what is higher source saying that you should be doing to seek What does Source say that you should be doing in order to go after what you truly seek? What does Source say that you should be doing? Okay, Virgos. Acceptance. Okay. And the phrase says, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So many of you, I feel like you are truly seeking to find this level of acceptance with things. You are probably, getting to that point where we all want to be. We all want this, really. Where we want to get to that point where, there's certain things we know that we can't change, and we want to be more comfortable with accepting that in our lives. So that's what I feel that is being said. For some of you, it may literally be the word, just acceptance. Again, I've been just going by the phrases rather than the top words. But for some of you, it could just be, you're seeking acceptance in some way also. But for most of you, I feel like it's saying that, you're more truly seeking ways to be okay, with things that you cannot change, so you're seeking wisdom, which is a beautiful thing. All right. Let's see how you are consciously going about that. Okay. The Two of Wands. Okay. This is good. So I do like this, because the Two of Wands is about like making choices. Okay. So, having two different choices, but then finally, this subject person here, puts their hand on the one choice, and they are deciding like that is a choice they want to see in their world. So they may have two passions or two options or different decisions or what have you, but consciously, I feel like right now you are making a conscious choice that this is what you want to see more of in your world. You want to be more bold about things with the Ace of Wands here, in the hand. You want to have new spark and new vitality. You want to see new excitement in your world. So I feel like in order to do that, you are consciously realizing that you need to accept that there's certain things that you cannot change. So I feel is a good one. I feel like consciously you are on the right track. Okay, so that is good. I'm really happy to see that a lot of these are coming out that way. To be honest, expected to see the opposite. I expected people to be like consciously doing all the wrong things, but I haven't really been seeing that tonight. So that's awesome. That just shows, we've got a good group here. All right. So let's see what Source wants you to move towards more though. Okay. Worth. Oh, I love that. Well, that makes sense, especially for some of you who are struggling with like more acceptance into like the world or, things of that nature. So let's see what Worth says. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Isn't that amazing? So this is saying, Virgo, like you don't need to, watch self-empowerment Sundays on Molly's Tarot. You don't need to read a bunch of self-help books. You don't need all that stuff, and I'm joking, of course, nobody needs to watch those things anyway. But I'm just saying that this is saying like the thing Source wants you to realize is that you are already there. You are worthy to belong to love. You have been worthy to belong to love all along, is what it says, without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. That's what Source, God, what have you, wants you to kind of drill into, hey, you are love already. There's no need to, feel out of place or that you haven't been worthy or anything like that. So I feel like Source wants you to work on your acceptance of your worthiness and your value. Okay. And I feel like you are doing those things. And, this is just possibly a reminder is what I see. Very nice reading for you, Virgo. Very, very good. Okay. Let's move to Libra. Okay, Libras. Let's see what's going on for you. Okay, Libra. What are you truly seeking, Libra? What are you truly seeking? Libras, please. What are Libras truly seeking? What are Libras truly seeking? Libra, what are you truly seeking? Okay, and how are you consciously going about it? How are you consciously going about this? Sorry, my card's getting stiff. I gotta shuffle them the other way, the other direction. All right, give me a second here, Libra. Okay, how is Libra consciously going about what they seek? How is Libra going about consciously what they seek? How are they consciously going about this, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, and what does God, source, higher power, what have you? What do they say like that Libra should be doing to go towards what they seek? What is the message from source, from God, higher power, of what they should be doing to go after what they truly seek, Libras? Okay. Okay, Libras. Truly seeking. Again, we don't have to look at the top word. Let's just look at the phrasing in this, okay? Which says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay, so so I feel like this is what you are truly seeking is that. I mean, it's pretty, what it says to have more self-love, more self. Kind of like Virgo's like read was kind of, but they already had it. They just need to realize it. So I see myself in everyone. There it goes again. That card, it always reminds me of this phrase from the Bhagavad Gita, and I just wish I could remember it because it's such a great thing to remember. If I see one and all, oh, what is that? You know what? I'm going to find it because I have it actually like really close by. Hang on one second. Okay, Libra, apparently I do not. I just ran across it and I thought it was really handy, and it is not. God, what is the phrase? As I see one and all, I see through him. Oh, I can't remember. Okay, anyway. So I feel like what you're truly seeking, basically, yeah, is just more like to really like love yourself, and also to be able to see like how you fit in. And that might be part of things. Like, so some of you may be struggling with seeing like how you fit into the world. Libras, my gosh, you have so much, mental energy. You guys, you have a lot of like mental acuity and to retain a lot of information and things of that nature. But, you're right in the middle of the zodiac. So you're in between the inner world and the, the social world. So that can be quite a struggle because it's sometimes a lot of pressure to feel like you're the one keeping the balance of everything. So that's a big tall order to give to our, ourselves at times, right? So I feel like this is more of a card of like understanding, like what you might be seeking is understanding like your place in the world as far as like your role with everyone else, but also learning, like you really want to learn to really love yourself. And so that's a good goal. I like that. Okay, let's see how you're consciously going about doing that. Okay, the Six of Wands. Okay, so the Six of Wands is good, and it depends. Okay, so like if you have struggled a lot with like your self-image or things like that, and consciously right now you are trying to improve that, you're trying to build your confidence and you are trying to have more confidence in yourself and all of those things, yay, yes, then I feel like you are absolutely, consciously making the right efforts. But there's a darker side to this too, where it could also be saying that, consciously you are on the outside appearing very confident and like a winner, like everything's great and things like that, but doesn't match the inner. So I would just be careful with that. But for most of you, it's probably about doing the, you're probably on the right track, consciously building up your confidence and not caring so much about like what everybody thinks and or trying to solve everybody's issue. It's like you're just kind of doing your own thing and building your own confidence. So I feel like that is right. Let's see what source, God, what have you, is saying like you should be, working on in order to accomplish what you seek here. Karma. Okay. Let's see. So this says, there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Intriguing. Okay, so there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So Libras, if you're the type that you feel like you just run into like a lot of obstacles, or possibly run into people that maybe say you're too prideful or you're too this, or just different obstacles and things with people. It could have possibly, I'm not a huge, I don't like putting that stuff out there because then I don't like people thinking, oh, I must have all this bad karma or something like that, but it's, in fact, it's the opposite, because to me, karma just means actions. Okay. It just means action. That's all it means. It doesn't mean bad karma. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily mean good karma. It just means action. So there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So I guess this would be like a deeper reading where you need to sort of, or you don't need to, but you possibly may want to, if you do run into a lot of obstacles with people, okay, then there may be some deeper reasons for that. So, and it's saying like, it could stem from a past life, and there's nothing that can't be addressed now in the current life. So, if you, for instance, like I would hear a certain phrase from people, oftentimes in my youth, and I heard it enough that as I got a little bit older, I realized there was a reason I was hearing it. That's when our wisdom kicks in, right? It's like, okay, so there was a certain thing that people used to always bring up about me, and I used to think, oh, why are they doing that? Why are they saying that? But then it's like, as I got older, I kind of realized, oh, okay, I get it. That's because that comes with wisdom, where if something's brought up to you like a lot of times, there's probably something to it. So then I looked at it and I addressed it. And I was then grateful that those people, even though at the time I thought it was, rude or mean or this or that, it's like I was grateful for it because it was pointing out something that I did need to address, and probably came from a past life, and I was able to address it and move forward and past it into the more confident area. So I feel like for you guys, it's just a matter of like really building yourself up, but from a genuine place, a place of love, a true love of self, and seeing yourself in everyone, is a very, and I swear if I'm going to find that quote and I will put it in the comments because it's such a great quote from the Bhagavad Gita, and I really want to share it. It's really, really good. It's something like, as I see one in all and all in one, something along those lines. But it's really cool, and probably a quote from hence where the Beatles probably got one of their songs, I think. But anyway, okay, so interesting, Libras. All right, Scorpio. Mine was interesting. I did mine before the show, and that's why I decided to go ahead and go forth with the spread, because it was so damn interesting. I was like, wow, all right, that worked. It was pretty damn accurate. Okay. All right, Scorpios. So let's see what we got for you. Scorpios, what are you truly seeking, Scorpios? What are you truly seeking, Scorpio? What are you truly seeking, Scorpio? What are you truly seeking, Scorpios? And how are you consciously going about that? How are you consciously going about that? What it is that you are seeking. How are you consciously going about that, Scorpios? Scorpios. How are you consciously going about it? Okay, and what is God, higher source, what have you, whatever you would like to call this? What are they wanting you to do about what? Ooh, awakening just flew out. Ooh, with Krishna. Aw, that's nice. Well, we'll put that one there. I can never put Krishna back in the deck. Okay, let's see. Krishna always has a message. Let's see. What does God, source, what have you, say that you should be doing to be seeking this? What does Source want you to do that you should be doing? What does Source say you should be doing, Scorpio, about what this is that you are truly seeking? Okay. And we will look at that one as well. Okay, Scorpios, truly seeking envy. Okay. Again, we're not looking so much at the top words, but the phrase. But let's take a look and see what this says. It says, I am the same as everyone, but with different challenges. Okay. So some of you are seeking to possibly get beyond some envy in some way. And don't worry, Scorpios, I'm not stereotyping you, because it doesn't say jealousy, which, and besides, I'm a Scorpio too, so it's like, and I really hate those stereotypes, like, oh, all Scorpios are jealous. Well, no. No, we're not. Not at all, actually. Some are, but, so, envy is a little bit different. So I would say, like, what you are truly seeking is to realize, like, that it was very much like somebody else had this early on. I can't remember what sign that was. Gemini, maybe? That you're truly seeking to be the same as everyone and not envy others, because like everybody has different challenges. So you're really trying to work on that, I feel. You're trying to see that it's like, oh, this person appears to have all this, but what you're seeking is to learn more about how well they appear to have that. But what they really have, it could be a lot different. So that's kind of hard to explain, but I think you're Scorpios, you get what I'm saying. So some of you are trying to get beyond those types of thoughts of, because that you need to seek more wisdom in that area, that it's like, just because somebody appears to be doing this or doing that or what have you, well, you are also seeking to learn that, hey, everybody has different challenges in their lives. So not everything is as it seems. Okay, so let's see how you are consciously going about seeking this. Okay. Oh, all right, perfect. Strength. Taming, yeah. Taming yourself. Perfect. So yeah, I feel like you're on the right track with this. And the strength card is about knowing when to exhibit strength and knowing when there can be a lot of strength in just silence, or a lot of power in silence, and not always having to exhibit your strength or your power. Knowing when sometimes it's cool to kind of go, keep the power to the wayside. And, because, I've always subscribed to the fact that, especially in situations, it's like if that you are a powerful being, all right, if you know that you are coming from a place of right action, like if you know those things, you don't need to like put it on display for everyone to like notice and applaud and that sort of thing. It's like, because it's like in any situation, even in like disagreements or something like that, it's like this is saying that consciously you're making choices then not to like keep proving your point over and over. You understand that by resisting doing that, it's like it's okay, because you have the power or the strength within you to know that you're okay with the decision you made or how you feel about a situation. So I feel like you're on the right track to nailing this. So I think that's good. Let's see what Source has to say that you could add to it, or what they think you should be doing in regards to this situation. Okay. Beautiful. Letting go. All right. So very similar type energy. So I feel like you are on like the right path here. It says, everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. So yeah, I would say this is like Source trying to say that you should be realizing that, yeah, sometimes everything can be out of control. Some things can be, crazy, ridiculous, or whatever. But, it's like God can take care of that. God will handle it, and then it says, I can safely let go. You don't have to like do anything about it or display anything about it or anything like that. So I feel like that's like more or less where you should be, like letting go of realizing, well, but they're getting away with this or something like that. Well, especially in the world today, it's really easy to feel that way on a more like universal level, because, in fact, I read a comment the other day. Someone was saying something along those lines. It was a very positive video I was watching. And of course, there's always somebody that wants to play, devil's advocate. And they're like, well, that's not true. It was like a manifestation video or something. And somebody was like, well, that's not true, because just look at all the, rich people who are terrible and they have everything, And I thought, what a silly comment, because it's like, no, they don't have everything, whatsoever. It's like, yes, they have money and that's cool, but it's like they usually have a pretty effed up life. In fact, sorry to keep going on, but one Scorpio to another, I was watching a video on YouTube recently on Gloria Vanderbilt, and I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of vaguely interesting, because I really like fashion, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And I got so creeped out during that video, and now I know why. But it's like, because I trust my instincts. I usually have pretty good instincts, usually. And it's like, there was something just creeping me out about her, quite frankly. And then I read the comments and I saw why. But anyway, but my point was, here's Gloria Vanderbilt, tons of money, not only did she come from family money, but she also had self-made money, which is pretty amazing, right? And it's like, but she had a horribly effed up life, a lot of like crazy things happening in her life. And then I don't know if any of the comments were true underneath the video, even worse, because there was a lot of things like alluding to her being in weird, MK Ultra shit and, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's where I'm going with this. It's like, letting go. It's like, knowing that you can safely let go of like worrying about like everything or what have you, that you are the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So it's like, you are the same as, who's that rich dude? Computer dude, whatever. I can't think of his name right now. The Apple, or I don't know. Any of those like rich moguls or whatever. Or, the most beautiful models or whatever. You're the same as them. You just have different, everybody has different challenges. Okay. So I feel like you're on the right track, though, and you are doing the right things. Okay. You also, I forgot to. You also have awakening here, which says, "Oh, my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense." Beautiful. With Krishna. So waking up a little bit more too, don't be a spiritual sheep, and have your own, get your own insights and your own opinions about things. Don't just like get everything from books or videos or whatever. It's like start forming your own, and the only way we can do that is by meditating and connecting with, higher, with God, with source, or what have you. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. So what are you truly seeking, Sagittarius? What are you truly seeking, Sagittarius? Are you truly seeking, Sagittarius? Oh, okay, and how are you consciously going about this, Sagittarius? How are you consciously going about this? How are you consciously going about this? What you are seeking? Okay. And what does God, source, higher power, how do they think that you should be seeking this? What do they think you should be doing to seek this? Okay. Change. Okay. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So many of you are seeking to understand change, how change works. You are seeking to get that going in your life, and learning to understand, that nothing can grow or evolve or change, without changing. So very good. All right. So you are seeking to understand change. Seeking to learn more about growing and evolving and how that happens, and must include things changing. So that is intriguing. All right, many of you are possibly just seeking change in your life as well. So let's see how you are consciously going towards that. Okay, the Six of Pentacles. All right, so many of you are striving to find like more balance in your life. I feel some of you may be feeling like you may need to give more in order to bring things into balance. So that, I'm not saying that's correct. I'm saying that's what you may be doing in order to like achieve, this change that you are seeking. So many of you may be thinking, oh, well, maybe I didn't give enough. I need to give more, or something along those lines. Or the opposite, you could be thinking, oh, well, maybe I give too much. I need to hold back. So I do feel like there is like a sense of like consciously trying to affect change by either giving to a situation more or pulling back, less, one or the other. All right, depending on your situation. Let's see what Source wants you to do. Okay. Right now. Ooh, all right. Ooh, let's read this one. Stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled in each moment. Okay, so some of you might be getting ahead of yourselves, I feel. Yeah, and see, a lot of times I look at the Six of Pentacles as a card of like feeding the past more than the future, and so like there's still like a little bit of an imbalance. So some of you might be like trying to really like, again, like instigate change, or, by giving to a situation and feeling like that's going to bring in the balance that you need. Whereas the Source is saying to more stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of yourself. Let the flow come, because sixes are about flow. that balance and that sort of thing. So that matches up. And then it says, then you'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled in each moment. So that gives me the hint too that some of you may be afraid, of like in other words, like you want to stay ahead of the curve because you're afraid at like, if you don't, then what's going to happen? What's going to change? So some of you may be trying to like keep giving to a situation to stay ahead of the curve, but it's like, ooh, no, this is saying really to stay more in the present and don't get too far ahead of things, because then you'll trust that, nothing more will come than can be handled in each moment. So you guys might be afraid that like too much is going to be on your plate, or that it's going to be too hard for you to handle in some way, emotionally, possibly spiritually, what have you, work related. It could be in any situation. So I feel like for you guys, mostly it's just, what you're seeking. You're actually seeking change, okay? But it's like you're wanting to control the direction in which the change happens by feeding it. And I feel like this is saying, no, just let things go. Nothing will be thrown in your path that's more than you can handle if you stay in the present and you don't get too far ahead of yourself. Okay. So let's see. All right. Interesting, Sagittarius. That was kind of an intriguing one. All right. Where are we now? Capricorn. Okay, Capricorns. How about Capricorns? What are Capricorns seeking? Capricorns. What are they truly seeking, Capricorn? What are Capricorns truly seeking? And how are they consciously going about that right now? How are they consciously going about what they are seeking? How are they doing this consciously? What are their conscious actions towards what they're seeking? And what would God, source, higher power, what have you, want them to see to go in towards this? So what does higher source think they should be doing towards what they are seeking? What does higher power, higher source want them to be doing? Okay. Peace. Capricorn seeking peace. Okay, I like that. It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So many of you Capricorns are just seeking that right now. You're seeking peace, you're seeking solace, wanting to just feel a part of love and be love and being of love. And you're also perhaps seeking new ways to release negative energy, to release negative patterns of thinking, or some of you could be working on those types of things right now and learning more about that as well. So I feel like, yeah, you're really seeking to dispel some negative type energies so that you can get back to peace and love and that sort of thing. Hold on one moment. I can tell I need water. Okay, and how are you consciously going towards that? Okay, somebody else had this too. So I feel like you guys are trying to emotionally detach from situations in order to head towards unknown territories. So whatever you feel like, you may have had something emotionally draining, or this could even, for some of you, I'm getting that this is something from a very long time ago. Others of you, it could be something recent or a combination of things. All right, but I just feel like there's definitely something like an emotional drain, if you will, that you are really trying to consciously separate yourself from at this time. So you are very much actively trying to move away from that energy of too much emotional importance into a situation. So let's see what source, God, what have you, is saying like you should be moving towards in order to, if this is what you seek. Okay, guidance. Okay. And the guidance card says, when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Oh, that's cool, because that's kind of where, what this card is doing. It's leaving the, as a human being, this person is leaving behind emotional attachments to certain situations. Okay, that doesn't mean they're leaving, they're like detaching their emotions and never having emotions. No, it means like whatever it is that they put a lot of effort into, or that they've carried with them for a long time, that they put a lot of emotional effort into, but it did not pay off. They are finally like looking at it for what it is. They stacked it up neatly, and now they're turning their back on it and heading towards the unknown, towards like their fixed star, right? Like towards the stars as their guidance. The unknown. So it sounds like you are absolutely on the right track, Capricorn. I think this is good. So it's like, and that's what, Source is confirming, saying, yeah, it's like what you should be seeking, or like what you should be doing in order to seek this peace, or being this being of love and releasing negative energy, is seeking guidance, seeking your divine pole star, if you will. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Divine intelligence. Wow. Very nice. Well, that's pretty clear and pretty easy one, Capricorn. I like that. Simple, to the point. Go Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius. Let's see. What are you truly seeking, Aquarius? Aquarius. What are you truly seeking? Aquarius. Aquarius, what are you truly seeking? The cards are sticking together at this point. All right. We're getting down to less and less cards here, because I did not recycle them, so we didn't have doubles. Okay, Aquarius, what are you truly seeking? Aquarius, thank you. And how are you consciously going about what you are seeking? And how are you consciously going about what you are seeking? So many of you are ready for profound change with that death card flipping around. But let's see. How are you consciously going about like what you are seeking? Consciously. How are you consciously going about what you are seeking? Okay. And what does Source, God, higher power, what have you, what do they say like you should be doing in order to go after what you are seeking? What did they suggest? What does Source, highest, God, highest power, what have you, what do they say that you should be, how you should be going about seeking? Okay. Okay, truly seeking. Perseverance. Okay. And the card says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Go Aquarius. All right, so many of you are seeking like strength in this area. It's like you're seeking that like that never-ending perseverance, that fortitude and whatnot. So it's like I feel like you guys are seeking the confidence, the strength, the fortitude, all those things to know that you can do whatever you set your mind to. So you're just seeking the motivation to do that, or something along those lines. Okay, the fortitude is a word that keeps coming to mind. Okay, so let's see what you are consciously doing about like seeking this. Wanting to do whatever you can set your mind to. So how are you consciously going about that? Okay, the Hermit. So many of you are going deep within. So you're turning more towards like wisdom. And you're your deep, like, spiritual knowing. So, which is good. That is absolutely, when we turn within and we look at, the deeper wisdom, as they always point out, the star is in the lantern, right? Which is the star, the Aquarius card. So it's like that's where the healing begins, and that's where we garner and glean most of our strength and wisdom and what have you. So I feel like you guys are on the right track. It's really interesting. The thing I do dig about this is because when we think of this, perseverance, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. We think of more like bold, kind of almost more physical, world, right? And so I like that consciously, how you are seeking this is through inner wisdom, which is pretty brilliant, so I think that's really good. I think that's smart, because some people feel like, oh no, I've got to push myself, no, I've got to go out there and, run 10 miles a day, or, and I'm going to be like a force to be reckoned with, and, all those types of things. And yes, those things are definitely, those can add to our go get it attitude and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, ultimately this is typically the work that's going to bring more of this type of thing out. So I like that. Let's see what source, God, what have you, higher power, thinks that you should be doing also, towards seeking this. Okay, detachment. Okay, let's look at detachment. So detachment says, with detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it is fulfilled. Okay, that's pretty damn awesome. Okay, so to me, this is telling me also, I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully the light will get on it right so that you can take a snapshot of it if you want to read it for yourself. Okay, yeah, there you go. Go for it, because it doesn't last long. Oh, hold on. Let's wait till it gets to the more white kind of look here. Okay, there you go. Yeah, if you snapshot right there, you can get it. Okay, so what I dig about this is detachment is kind of like the hermit. So I feel like you are consciously, doing what source is saying you should be doing, because the hermit can be kind of a detached type energy too. So basically it's like, whatever, knowing, like you are seeking that confidence within yourself, that perseverance and that spirit of like not giving up on things and knowing that you can do whatever you set your mind to. So how are you doing that consciously? Some of you are looking towards your deep wisdom, maybe wisdom teachings, wisdom books. Some of you are meditating, you're going within, that sort of thing. Perfect. And then source is saying like what you should, be doing is what you're doing. So that's good. Just keep doing what you're doing by detaching. It's like when you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire, then ironically, that's when it becomes fulfilled, is what the card says. Beautiful. Yay. I like that, Aquarius. On the right track. Okay. Let's see. Pisces. Okay, Pisces. What are you truly seeking, Pisces? What are you truly seeking? Pisces, please. Pisces. What is Pisces truly seeking? What are you truly seeking, Pisces? And how are you consciously going about this right now? Like in your conscious world, how are you consciously going about what you are seeking? How are you consciously pursuing this and going about this, what it is you are seeking? And what is the message from like God, spirit, highest source, what have you, as far as what you should be doing, Okay, possibly more like subconsciously or, more from an ethereal level, things like that. What should you be doing? What should you be doing? So we see what you're consciously doing. What does source say you should be doing? Patience. Okay. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So many of you are truly seeking this. You're seeking to understand like how to be patient with things, how to understand or accept, that everything does happen in divine order. So many of you are seeking that peace, with that situation or, any types of situations. So seeking being at ease with allowing things to happen in the way they're supposed to happen. Okay, so patience and acceptance, I feel, is really what you are seeking. Okay, let's see how you are consciously going about this. Okay, so consciously, okay, the opposite. Okay, Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is actually the opposite of this. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, like in tarot, like in traditional tarot, typically means like quick moving messages or quick little trips or little jaunts or just like quick, quick activities. That's what this card typically stands for. Like messages, short trips, travel, things like that. So, I mean, travel, not so much. I'm not saying that would be wrong or anything like that, but I feel like this is the opposite more of this. And yeah, I don't feel like this would be like telling you anything you didn't know, because I feel like, because that's what you're seeking. You're seeking patience. You want to be patient, but part of you is just like, oh my God, no, I want to go. I want to do these things. I want to do that thing. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to write this person. I want to write this. I want to do this stuff. So in a way, it's like I totally get it. Because it's like I can totally relate to this. It's like sometimes we're just so motivated and we just want to do like 50 million things. And it's like, adventurous spirit and all of those things, or we want to connect with someone, whatever, the situation is. But it's like, this is more like quick reactive energy rather than this. Okay, let's see what Source says like you should be doing, and then we'll see, because I'm not 100% that this is not the right way, but let's see. Yeah, limitless. Okay. So Source is saying, see yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and or anyone. Okay, so all right, so this makes a lot of sense now that I'm seeing this. So it's like, I get the sense, Pisces, that the message from Source is saying like you should start seeing yourself like this. All right, because the thing is, I'm getting that this is more you, like you're seeking this, but this may not just be you. Okay, maybe it's time to to accept that, well, maybe you're just not that type. I'm not saying that you can't be patient or anything like that, but it's like, also, yes, absolutely incorporate patience into your life, but it's not patience as much as it is accepting that everything happens in divine order. We don't have to always make everything happen for us. So, because it says right here, the divine can use anything and or anyone. Okay, so it's like, I get the sense here that it's like the challenge for you in this one is to really start seeking and understanding and having patience with the universe. I don't think it's patience with people. I think you need to have patience with the universe and start accepting and learn, if that fits for you. I don't want to force anybody into that. I'm not saying like, oh, you need to do this, but what I feel it's saying is that it's time to start accepting that everything does happen in divine order. Just because we do this doesn't mean we're going to rush it along. So it's like, and the more that you move into this energy, where it's like you see yourself open to receiving in the most miraculous ways, then I feel then you won't feel so compelled to try to make things happen. So in other words, I feel like this is a reading where it's saying like consciously you're trying to make things happen by just throwing out a bunch of wands and seeing what sticks, where this is saying no, because when you do that, you're limiting yourself. You're coming from a place of feeling like if you don't do something, nothing's ever going to happen. And it's like, yeah, that's true in certain ways, but it's more understanding that everything happens in divine order. So it's like, in other words, something amazing might not just like come first. Sometimes there's a divine order to things. You kind of got to do this one first, and then this one, and then boom, all of a sudden it's like, something, anything or anyone, is given as this divine tool, to bring these miraculous things for you. So yeah, I feel like it's more of surrendering that the divine does have an order of things, not forcing situations, and also really important is, though, making sure that you are seeing yourself as open to receive, and that you are deserving, and that you are welcoming this. Because when we have all this busyness going on, or all this activity going on, it makes us a little less open to receiving divine messages and divine guidance. So meditation would highly be something to mention here as well. So more meditating, I feel. So it's a nice reading, though. I think it's good because it's like, I kind of like, it's like I totally can relate to this, like just having all of this like ambition and energy and, wanting to do all these things, but it's almost like there was another card in here that kind of reminded me, where it's like putting something ahead before it's really kind of there, kind of slowing that process down a little bit, I feel, and then being open to everything, just allowing things to unfold in the, divine order of things. There is a divine order in a way. If we look at nature, and things of that nature. So, okay, that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. I surely do, and I will see you guys. Let's see. I think I'll probably do a Sunday spot for Self-Empowerment Sunday. I think I got a topic lined up for that already. So yeah, I'll probably do a Self-Empowerment Sunday. If for some reason I don't, I'll put it on the bulletin board and let you guys know. And but I'll most likely do that on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then Monday is off, and then Tuesday will be the next show. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a fantastic weekend. All right, bye.